Today, we're going to be starting one of my favorite topics in math. We're going to be starting to learn about area. You're going to be doing a lot of work with area in third grade, but we started in second grade to get you ready. So area is basically the amount of space something takes up. So if we were going to measure something in squares, like 1 inch by 1 inch squares, and see how many squares it takes up, that would be the area. So I'm going to do the area of the two rectangles on this page. I'm on page 783. So if you don't have your book open, go ahead and pause the video and open your book to page 783. I'm going to use these 1 inch squares. If we were at school, I would give you tiles to put on top of this page. But since we don't have them, you're either going to have to find something that's square at home that you can trace, or you can ask your parents to cut 1 inch by 1 inch squares out for you, or you can just draw them in, okay? So here we go. This rectangle is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares wide. Do you see how 5 squares fit inside of that? So it's 5 squares wide, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4 squares high. So this would be a 4 by 5, because it's 4 squares high by 5 squares wide, a 4 by 5 rectangle. I'm going to go ahead and fill in the rest of it. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, that one counts as 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I can fit 20 squares into that rectangle. Okay? So 4 by 5, or 4 times 5, equals 20. This is actually a third grade thing, doing the 4 times 5. But I don't think it hurts for us to hear about it in second grade so that we're getting ready for third grade. So 4 times 5 equals 20. 4 rows by 5 columns equals 20. We could also fill this all in with squares and then count it. 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, let's try the other one. Whoop. 1, 2, 3. So this rectangle fits 3 squares across, or 3 squares wide, and 1, 2, 3, 4 squares high. So, whoops, 3 squares wide by 4 squares high. That's 3 times 4 when you're in third grade. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that rectangle, whoops, is 12 squares, or 3 rows, or 3 columns times 4 rows equals 12 squares. Let's take a look at the back. They drew the squares in for us on the back, so we just need to count them. So I'm going to count the top row first. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row, and we know that there are 2 rows, so 5 plus 5 equals 10. Number 2, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row, 5, 10, 15. You can count those by 5s, or you can count each individual square if you need to, but everybody here should know how to count by 5s. Number 3 has 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row, so we're going to count by 4s. If you know how to count by 4s, you can do 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 4 more is 12, plus 4 more is 16. Or you could count by twos, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Or you could count each square individually. Either way, you're going to come up with the answer of 16. Now we're going to slide over to number 4. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 squares in a row. So 4, 8, 12. And again, you could count them. You could also count the columns. There's 3 in a column. 3, 6, 9, 12. Either way, the answer comes out the same. Number 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares in a row. 6 plus 6 equals 12. And our last one, number 6, has 1, 2, 3 squares in a row. I'm going to count by threes. 3, 6, 9. You could also count those individually if you wanted to. The question at the bottom says, explain how you would partition a rectangle into 6 equal-sized squares. So if we have a rectangle and we want to make 6 equal-sized squares, okay, we could either divide it in half this way and then make 1, 2, 3 columns. That would be 6 equal squares. We could also divide it in half this way. Of course, then we don't end up with squares, so never mind. That would give us 6 equal squares. Right? If you have any questions, please let me know, send me a message. You are going to be working on the workbook, page 785 and 786 tomorrow. Today, your assignment is an IXL assignment. So go ahead and click on the IXL link and do the assignment. Have a great day, guys.